Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera. We're at Wayne's Hot Rods. I've never been here before. I live in Nova Scotia, and Wayne lives in Nova Scotia. He's about an hour and 15 minutes away.
Yep.
This is Wayne's Hot Rods and Customs. From what I'm seeing as I'm standing here, it's high end. That's what I'm going to say. From knowing Wayne and knowing other people, this would probably be the higher end shop that you would find in Nova Scotia. One of them,
yeah,
for sure.
At least one of them, yeah. There might be one more other than backyard guys.
Yeah.
You know, and nothing wrong with a backyard guy.
I understand that. Yeah.
Some really nice cars were built in backyards.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for a shop itself, yeah, I'd say there's two probably.
Yeah.
Maybe another one, but I'm not sure. I know for two.
So that's why we're here, because, you know, we want to support Nova Scotia just like we live in Nova Scotia. So we want to get Wayne's name out there and talk about a few things and look at a few things. But as we're going to go through the place, I want to look at things and go like this. When you see the old guy over there with the hat on, that's Winnie. He's a friend of mine from a long time ago. He has a hot rod and it's yellow with flames on it. Where's it at?
Home in the garage.
Home in the garage. Probably where it should be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Kind of got overheated.
Oh, did it? Too bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at right at the present moment and talking about is a
70 Cuda, and it's a Hemi car. Not original Hemi, but it's a Hemi car now with a 5-speed Tremec in it.
So what have you done to this car? Like, was this car that good a shape when you first started?
No, that car, everything's been replaced except for the roof.
Everything's been replaced except the roof.
Yeah. So all the floors, the wheel tunnels, the trunk floor, all the inner fender, excuse me. All everything in the front.
He's polite too.
Everything in the front has been replaced.
Right.
It's all new.
Is this like a factory? Would that look factory like that?
The Hemi cars apparently had these.
Okay.
I don't know too much about that, but we end up buying all the subframe connectors underneath, and then this piece, because this ties into the shock, original shock.
Yeah.
But where we have the QA1 stuff on it now, you don't need the original shock no more.
Right, because you got a coil over down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we put it all back so it stiffens the car up.
Right. Come look at this, Jolene, please. So this is a bought-in.
Yes, this whole subframe here,
Yeah.
it's all bought, this little piece, and it bolts up to the original holes and everything for the original cross member, right?
I'm going to ask you something. Did you take the pattern off that before you put it in?
No, I didn't.
You did not? What?
No, I didn't.
I'd have stole that so fast.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'd stole that.
There's a couple companies make those, and we went with Magnum Force, which was another company that made set.
Yeah.
And we put that on a Super Bee that we did.
Okay.
And when we were doing this one, I said, you know what, let's try the QA1 to see which one we like the best. And I'm still not sure. They're different. They're different, but they do the same job.
Right.
One looks more industrial. This one is more tubular. The other one is more metal, like all welded together. They look really beefy.
Yes. This one looks nice and
exactly. So
light and tidy.
For this car, I think this one, I went with the best one. Like,
yes.
I think it looks a lot nicer.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It is very clean.
Yeah.
I probably would have stole the thing off and done it.
Yeah.
I probably would have.
Even the rear end has the QA1 suspension in the back, so it's coilovers.
I have to take a look
in the
now.
back, right?
So is this a 4-speed car?
It's a 5-speed Tremec.
Okay, you said that 5-speed, yeah.
5-speed Tremec.
Oh, wow. Look at that now, would you?
Yeah.
Huh? That's worth more than some of my builds. What's that?
Yeah, brand new Dana 60.
Wow.
And, with the QA1 4-link in it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Tell me something. I see something right now that's kind of making me... What? Did you apply that?
Yep.
How did you apply that?
We have a special gun for doing seam sealer.
And everybody, when you put seam sealer on, everybody wants it as neat as possible, but seam sealer is not neat.
You can't get it neat. No.
Yeah.
You can do the best you can, but that's about it, right?
I've taped it before and run lines with my finger and done all that stuff, but to be honest with you, I kind of enjoy that because it's a different texture.
Yeah.
It's clean looking.
Yeah.
Looks good.
And if we were going back original, then we would have tried to make it as close to the original, but this car is not original, so let's just make it nice and clean, tidy looking, right?
Now, is this car buffed? Or
Not
is this
yet.
car just painted?
It's just painted.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. We'll look at it. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
just painted.
Well
It's
done.
not wet sand and polished yet.
Wow, beautiful.
There's a couple extra coats of clear on it, so we can wet
Yes.
sand and polish.
How many coats of clear will you put on it so you can polish it? How many you put on?
Well, see, sometimes what we do, we got
Yeah.
two processes, right?
Right.
This one here, we're going with the one process, which is there's 4 coats of clear on it.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Usually they can recommend 2. We put 4. Now we're going to wet sand and
Right.
polish it.
Right.
Sometimes we'll do the 2 coats. We'll give it a scuff, put another 2 coats on,
Right.
and then wet sand and polish.
Okay.
But this time we just took a little longer during the day and kept putting more on. Little longer between coats as you go, because the more coats you put on, the better it stays.
I understand that.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but that one has four nice coats on it, and you could probably go a little more.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need it to.
No.
I'm
I'm going to ask you something. What is your process when you have it in bare metal? Where are you going? Are you going to you putting epoxy on first, or you
Yes.
putting a
everything
sealer?
gets epoxied first.
Okay.
Once it gets sandblasted or sanded, or
Yeah.
depending on rust wise.
Yeah.
And it gets epoxied, and then we start fixing dents and stuff like that, right?
Okay. And then you'll use a urethane primer.
Yeah, we got a two-part.
Two-part primer, yeah.
Everything is all BASF products.
Okay.
Right.
And you have a '69 Mustang.
69 Mustang, yeah.
And this is a customer's car, your
Yep.
car?
Customer car.
Customer car.
It came in for just a paint job, and then once we painted it, and
It looks so good, he want more.
yeah.
That's nice.
Basically, he said, "Why don't you guys finish it for me?" And it was at another shop, and then he bought it from a guy who had it at the other shop.
Okay.
When he went to go pick it up, there was nothing for the inside of it. Like, there's no interior, no nuts, bolts, nothing. So we had to go find it all. So
another
we've been
car.
over a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
we needed another car, but we've been over a year finding all the bits and pieces. Like everything, all these boxes, everything is for the interior.
Okay.
And we're still waiting for more parts.
So I see. It has a shaker on it.
Yep.
So what is this? Like, is it a 302, a 428?
It is a big block car,
It's a big block car.
but it's nothing like, no numbers matching.
That
or
doesn't
nothing
matter.
Like that. He
Yeah.
just, whatever was in it when he bought it type
Right.
thing. He wanted it to look like his uncle's car. His
Yes.
uncle has the exact same car, same color, same stripes, same everything, and his uncle won't sell him his car.
Right. So you're gonna.
So
build
he
one.
said, "Well, I'm going to go out and build one just like yours." So that's what he did.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it goes? You see something that you like, and then you want it. Back
Yeah.
in the day or
Yeah,
whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's had some floors and all that stuff put in.
Yeah,
it?
somebody's
Yeah.
done all that. That was all done when we got it.
Yeah.
It was in primer when we got it, and
Okay.
we stripped a couple things and made it straighter, and then
Yeah.
painted it, right?
Beautiful. It's going to be a nice car when it's done. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good when it's done.
Amazing. The wheels are nice on it.
Yeah, they're nice, eh?
Yeah.
They're keepers.
I'll tell you, like sometimes, like when we do stuff, Jolene's like very intelligent on the videos and stuff. She said we got to do something with the wheels because this car looks terrible. So
Yeah.
she gets the paintbrush and she paints
Yep,
some white
yep,
walls on.
yep.
It just makes
I've
it
noticed,
look better, you know.
I've noticed. I've
Just
noticed.
makes it look better, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's usually one of the last things that we worry about, but
Yeah, I understand.
sometimes you gotta do something.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, beautiful.
Yeah.
And you have another Dodge on this side.
Yeah, another Dodge on this side. Challenger. 71 Challenger. And it's pretty much everything brand new too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
on a rotisserie.
It's on a rotisserie now. It came off the jig and went on the rotisserie. So we still have a lot of the bracing still inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right? Because it is a convertible.
Yeah,
so
you'd want that
you need a
for
little
sure.
extra, right?
Yeah.
So once it comes back off the rotisserie, then we'll cut all this out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Once it gets on its wheels. So
The gaps look really nice.
yeah, they're
The
not
lines
bad.
look really
They're
nice.
still.
How many coats of primer will you put on this?
Well, this
If
is
there's
the
anything that I like, I'm going to steal. I'm going to take
Yeah,
that
yeah.
now.
Oh, no problem.
many
this,
coats of primer?
this is the second coat of feather fill.
Second coat.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll sand it in close, block it in between coats?
Yeah. Well, what we did, we put 3 coats.
Okay.
Right, of feather fill or
Yeah.
2 coats, whatever. I can't remember now what my young feller did, but and then we blocked the crap out of it basically.
Right.
Right? And then we're going to we fixed a few little things that we noticed, and we put another coat on. So now...
You obviously guide coat it before you block
Oh, God,
it.
yeah. Oh, yeah, big time. And then this will get block crazy again. And then
Block
we'll
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
We'll tape up all the lines and make sure they're all nice and crisp. And
Yes.
then we'll do another 3 coats of...
So you'll tape that line with a piece of tape, block
Yep.
this part, pull
Yep.
tape off, put it on this side, block this part.
Exactly. Yeah. Every one of them are done like that.
Yes. Will you even tape like these lines off?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it makes it, once you look at it
I
after,
understand.
right? It's nice and crisp. Right?
Yeah,
Even
it
this-
is.
Even this little
Yeah.
line, right?
So
You know?
you'll
It
do
just
that with the
makes it-
fine line tape.
Yep. Yep. Whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever's around that works that we can tape it with, it will make it that way. Then all the lines are nice and crisp.
I guess that's why you get a premier shot, because you're doing the premier stuff. You're taping that line off to make a nice crisp line, and then you'll rub over it obviously after when it's all done, so you can paint it and paint stick obviously, I guess.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, because once this is all blocked, we'll prime it with our high build primer.
Yeah.
And then do our final block, and then it's ready for
What would
paint.
be the motor and transmission in this one?
I'm not sure. I know it's going. He just told me the other day he wants a 5-speed in it now, so I got to cut the tunnel and.
What happens? Does someone come in and see this guy's car? Then they say, "Man, I like what you're doing there. I want to. Oh, maybe you can do it with my
That
car."
happens.
That happens. A
Oh
lot?
yeah. Oh yeah. It happens. Yeah. So it's going with a 5-speed in it. I think
Right.
it's going to be probably a 340 or a 360 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter.
No.
No?
No. Knowing this guy, he might even be a big block.
Can change his mind all the time.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Yep.
I had an old guy once
It's
tell
what
me
you
you
like.
can change your mind anytime you want to.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
I think you
that's
can.
right.
Something like this. What timeline are you? What are you thinking?
Any time a car goes on a rotisserie,
Yeah.
we're at least 2 years. At least.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and then depends on what they want after that.
Right.
You know, like we get into something like this, and
Yeah.
we're putting a big block Hemi in it. We're
Yeah.
putting a 5-speed, all that QA1 stuff. That could be a 3 to 4
Yeah.
year build, depending on how far you want to go with it. Right?
Yeah. So you know that Chip Foose can't do it in 7 days.
Oh God, no.
He couldn't get the parts in 7 days,
No,
could he?
no, not if you lived here. If you lived there, you're taking you 4 weeks to get a part. Sometimes.
I'm his lost
But-
cousin, Chip Tooth. Right? But that's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. So you've got some parts over here I see for this bad boy.
Yep, that's all the parts for that. Everything gets painted separate.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
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 So you
there's no tape lines then, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like if you look
Right.
down at the inside the doors and that, there's no tape lines.
Right.
All the inner door jams and trunk jams and stuff, there's no tape lines because everything gets.
Right. So you have the gear
separate.
to hold this door up to paint it that way?
We got a bunch of stuff that we made.
Yeah.
Just steel
Right.
tubing and arms off it and stuff, right?
Right. And you hook it up and
yeah,
then
we hook
spray
it up
it,
and we
right?
spray it. Yeah.
So when you put that thing back together, are you pinning everything? You must be.
No.
Oh wow. You're taking a chance.
We have them on and off so many
Okay.
friggin' times. It works.
Okay.
It works for us.
So
I've
you've done-
tried the pinning, and we've done it without pinning them, and it's like.
What
why
I mean by
bother?
pinning is just drilling, when you get the door on the car, just drill a 1/8 hole through the hinge, and then you can slide a
right.
coat hanger. I got lots of
Yeah.
coat hangers.
Yeah, you can
or
slide
a rivet
something
or
in there.
anything in there and
Yeah.
try to pin it up.
Yeah.
Wayne's not doing that. They're coming apart and going back together so good that he does not need to do that.
No.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
So you would not take, it'd be a couple guys to put a door on,
Oh
or
yeah.
3.
Oh yeah. Now a couple guys for sure.
guys.
For sure, a couple guys.
Right.
Depending on how heavy it is too. Now these doors are really heavy on
Yeah.
the Dodges. They have a big impact bar that's in the back of it.
Yeah.
And they're really heavy. So, but usually 2 guys and a jack
And a jack.
with a nice piece of foam and some some blankets, so nothing gets
To be very
scratched.
careful and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. 2 doors. Got the
2 doors, the 2
fenders.
fenders,
Trunk lid and the hood.
lid and the hood.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And we painted the grill and everything in the argent color that the Dodges were.
Yeah.
He wanted it that color. I had when the car first came in, he said, do what you want with it. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm like you in that sense. Like, oh, I see what it's going to look
Well,
like.
it probably
right?
wouldn't have looked like that. if it was you.
No, well, I was doing it, all the bumpers and everything were going to go like a flat black.
Okay.
Or like
Yeah.
a nice semi-gloss, and then the glossy car,
Yeah.
and the semi-gloss wheels with the dog dish hubcaps.
I love a dog dish hubcap.
Yeah,
Can't
me
go
too.
wrong.
Right? So I was thinking, all black, murdered out,
Yeah.
like everything black. But then the customer came back, was like, no, I want chrome now.
Okay.
So we went out and bought all.
Does
new
he know
chrome.
the chrome don't get you home?
Well,
That's
it
what he
still
wants.
might.
Yeah.
It still might with the big block Hemi.
Yeah.
It still might get him home.
Yeah.
Pretty quick too, I'd say.
Awesome.
So, but yeah,
Very nice.
These have been painted now for about 3 weeks, I guess, roughly. So they're ready now to start wet sanding and polishing. Right?
You'll leave it that long?
Yeah, some of these bigger ones for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you catching all that stuff he's throwing out? Because I'm catching it. 3 weeks before you leave stuff. 3 weeks before you.
Before we wet sand and polish.
Okay.
Because we got so much clear on it.
Right.
You know, and it's like it's got to dry.
Right.
So you let it sit and shrink. If you start wet sanding that before, sooner than later, I guess, the paint is still gassing and it's still curing, right? Well, if you sand it and polish it before it's cured, when you're done, a couple weeks down the road or a
It's
month
dull
down
again.
the road, it's going to go dull again because
Right.
it's still drying, right? So we try to leave it as long as possible.
Okay.
Right?
How long will you leave primer?
Depends. The primer probably a week,
Yeah.
right? You know.
Yep.
This stuff here dries real good and cures
Yep.
real good, right? Because it's the feather fill and you use
Yep.
it, so you know how good it
I'll
dries.
block her the next day.
Exactly, and that
It is-
us too
yeah.
with this one,
Right.
right? But when we put the primer on, we'll let it sit a little
Right.
longer.
And you're doing higher end stuff, obviously. Like I don't want to go that far.
No,
It takes too
no,
long.
Well,
Like
that's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
it's what people want,
Right.
For me, it's whatever they want. I'm going to do. They want a nice car, really a higher end car, then I'll take my time and do it.
Yeah.
They just got to wait.
right.
They got to wait for it. Right.
Do you give out quotes?
No.
Good man.
No, sir,
You know?
not a chance. I tried that. That didn't work.
That
No,
didn't-
we charge by the hour.
Right. Do you
Right.
find it hard that when you bring all the cars in, all the shit that goes with it, like would you find it hard to store it all
There's
and put
parts
it
everywhere.
I understand. Like
Everywhere. The
yeah,
office
like-
is full of parts.
Yeah. And you got totes here all full of stuff, obviously.
That's mostly Caitlin's shirts, the t-shirts
Okay.
and merch and stuff, right? You know, we pack up the trailer every time we go to Atlantic Nationals or
Yeah.
Speed Sport. We'll pack up the trailer and do that too, right?
Cool.
That's her little thing. All the profits and everything from the t-shirt sales goes towards building Cuda.
Okay.
So that's what we've been
We'll
doing.
get to this car in the
Oh, yeah.
end. We'll get this
Yeah,
car in the
yeah.
end. I think that's one that means the most.
Yes, it does.
Can we
Yes.
take a walk in there?
Yeah,
and take a
sure.
look?
We can.
Cool.
We can go down there.
Is the fridge full of beer?
Nope. No beer. I don't drink.
No.
No.
All right.
So-
got some metal gear here.
Yeah, we got
Little metal station.
little metal station, a few little.
Am I
other-
allowed to go in?
Yes, you can. Feel free.
I want to take a look. I want to go in.
Yes, feel free.
The shrinker stretch. You got a shrinker there. Where would you get this one? This is kind of a big throat. I haven't.
Yeah, this is a Princess Auto.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never seen it there.
I always.
We're going to Princess Auto.
Yeah, anytime I think I might need something, I'll
Yeah.
try a Princess Auto brand or something like that first to make sure I'm going to
It
use
makes
it.
sense.
Well, you don't want to go out and spend hundreds of dollars for something and be like, oh crap, we only used that once in the last year. It's not worth it, right?
Right.
So I'll buy something like this, and if we use it a lot, then I'll be like, okay, I need one.
Yeah.
You know. So then we'll go get.
Maybe a professional, or not say whatever.
Well, yeah,
works,
you,
yes.
you know what I mean.
I do. I
right?
do know what you mean.
You know. So yeah. So this actually works pretty good.
The throat, where the throat is so long, will it stretch? Like I find if you only get a quarter inch, it works really good.
Right, because it
And
wants to move real
yeah.
fast. This one here, you got to work it. You gotta keep.
Yeah.
You know, usually Winnie comes over.
Okay.
I'm holding the metal, and he's like, I'm
Doing
like,
that,
okay,
man.
we're done. But yeah, no, you got to work that one a little bit.
Got yourself a little plenishing hammer.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
planching hammer, and bunch of different. We made a few little different
Yeah.
pieces, right?
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it slides
Because not
on.
many pieces give you that square edge.
No,
eh?
that's right, and they all
That's
come
nice.
off fairly easy.
Right.
We made a bunch of stuff for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Some round ones here, some T-dollies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
it's
nice round ones.
Yeah.
Right, bigger round one, and then a.
You'd be surprised what you can use them for.
Oh,
yeah.
everything
Yeah.
comes in handy, right?
Right.
You know, because sometimes a jack stand.
Right.
Right, people laugh at me sometimes. I'll take the head of the jack stand. Of course, it got all the little crimps
Right.
in it, right? And I'll just take the metal,
Right.
hammer and dolly along that.
We use what you got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Got a slip roll.
yeah. A little slip roll, another
yeah.
little one there, a little metal brake.
Right.
I could use a longer brake, but you
Could
do
we
what
all?
you use.
I
right?
actually ran for one. I got one in the city down here, and
Yeah.
I got it for like $800. Man, I had to go get it. It's still outdoors.
Yeah.
I tried to move it yesterday, and I damn near shit myself. I couldn't move it. It's like I just left it there for now.
Yeah.
But it is.
I had one of my customers drop this off.
Nice.
He goes, "You want a shear?" And I'm like, "Yeah. What do you want for it?" And he goes, "Take it off my trailer." I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
I wasn't long calling the landlord. They have a forklift in the building up in the front.
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, can I have the forklift for a minute?" Right?
I need that forklift now.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Cool.
So yeah, every now and then when we get a little more money put away, I'll once the jobs are getting done, I'll put a little bit of money away, and then I'll buy another piece of something. You know.
That's quite a shear. That's like a Beverly shear. It's quite
That's
quite a size. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a big one, eh?
It is a big one.
When I got it, it wasn't working. It was C solid.
Okay.
Winnie took it home and tore it all apart, cleaned it all up.
Put a new blade on it.
Yeah, we put a new blade on it, and
Nice.
works awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
One of my favorite tools, the sandbag.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that. Yeah, you can move a lot of metal with that.
And we have another Dodge.
Yeah, another Dodge.
This would be
a Duster. 74, I believe. Half the time, I don't know what years they are. I mean,
I sort of do a little bit.
You know.
Yeah.
If it was all together and you saw the bumpers, you'd be able to tell because of the big
little
old
pointy front end.
Yeah. Right.
So this car is obviously a rotisserie car. It's a rotisserie.
Yeah. Another rotisserie.
And this guy, what's he want? He wants
He wants a good driver.
a good driver.
A good driver. So this one is not going to be as
Spectacular
or fancy, I guess, or whatever.
Many hours.
Yeah, there's still many hours because you still got to get a nice paint job. No matter what, I'm not letting it go unless it has a nice paint job. So.
But that's where you get your name.
Right.
Right.
So
you're not letting it go.
It's just this one here will probably be bed lined underneath because he's going to drive the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Right. You know.
It makes sense too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense too.
We just laid the doors up there, just get them off the bench because we were.
Oh, you won't paint it that way?
No, no. It's a little off right now.
Yeah.
But this one, same thing.
I am too. Once in a while.
New floors.
Yeah.
New trunk, right? You know, door skins, quarters.
You're obviously, when you're putting your floors in, you're obviously grinding the weld and filling it out so you can't tell.
Yes.
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 Yeah. So you glass everything before you fill it, or you like to?
Depends. We have some all metal.
Yeah.
Right. You've used that.
Yeah.
We'll do the all metal.
That makes it look like metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll use that on it, and then we'll epoxy because the all metal won't stick to epoxy. We found that out.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
So like in here,
you
we're
come
just
take a look
cleaning
at this.
up.
This is kind of where it's at for making a car look so good. You can see how got that frame rail filled out so it looks nice, and in here and on the firewall and all that stuff. That's many hours. That stuff doesn't happen overnight.
No, that's a lot of hours.
Yeah, a lot of hours.
A lot of man hours.
Awesome. Some people realize that, and some people don't.
No.
You know what it takes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Some days I feel like I'm a teacher because I gotta explain everything and teach them how it's done. So
the person you're building the car for.
Yeah, because most times they don't know. They just know that, oh, I had a car like this when I was a kid. I want another one back again. So as we're going, I'm educating on how we're doing it and why we're doing it this way and that way or whatever. You know what I mean? So.
Then they get to know.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I understand completely. Yep. I've done a few this way.
Yep.
And I find it. What can I say? It paid the bills, but.
Yeah. Well, that's what this does. Honestly,
I was happy in the end.
You know, like people think because I got a higher end shop in the city that we're making money, but
we have to a little bit, or you won't be here.
We're making enough to pay the bills.
That's good.
And that's all I look for.
Yeah.
Right. I pay my house bills. I pay the bills here. The guys get paid. I'm happy.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna get paid, or no one's working.
Well, that's it, right?
Right.
Yep. Definitely.
And we have a Camaro, a Firebird.
That one's the Firebird.
Firebird.
67 Firebird. That's going to be another high-end one.
Well, everything looks really high-end because you got rotisserie. You're not getting anything.
No.
Yeah.
No. But this one here is it's got a Roadster shop frame under it, eh?
So you've bought a new chassis, or the man that owns this thing had bought a new chassis for this.
Yep, that's a Roadster shop chassis. Their spec series chassis.
So it's it only goes back to what, middle before, all the way.
Full
I gotta take a look.
full chassis, buddy.
I gotta take a look. I've never bought one before, so I don't know.
They're pretty impressive,
Oh wow.
right?
Oh, right down through the middle. I see how they got it going on now.
Yeah, it goes right through. Look how close it sits to the floors.
And that worked. Like just you bolted it on
Yep,
and it worked.
bolted it on.
Wow.
Right. We had to make up a couple pieces for here.
Yep.
Right. And there's another mount in the back that we had to do,
Yes.
but they give us all the stuff for it.
Yeah.
Right. And then the rear one bolts up to where your shackle would.
What would that chassis cost?
It's close to 40.
You want to build a high-end car?
Yeah.
You're not going to get it for pennies.
No.
Look at that now, would you? Wow. Then that would be something to paint too,
Yeah. Well, once it all comes apart, like we'll build the whole car up,
right?
and then once it's all built, like pretty much glass everything in it, make sure everything fits. We tear it right completely apart. Frame
You'd probably powder coat that, would you, or paint that?
I don't. I think we're gonna paint it.
Okay.
I think we're gonna paint it. All depends. I'll talk to the customer, right? Give them his options. Like every time we get onto this job here, I give the customer a couple options, right? You know, here's 3 options the way we can go.
Yeah.
And he's been always going towards, I want this.
Sounds like you're a pretty good person to have working for them. Sounds like if you're calling them and letting them know.
Oh yeah, I want them to know exactly where their money is going and why it's going that way, right? There's nothing worse than you get that phone call. Well, how come I'm spending this much money?
Yeah.
Then
Well, there's been so many people that rob people. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
that's it, right?
there's the people rob people's dreams all the time.
This car was at a shop here in Nova Scotia that he lost everything.
Okay, we don't want to talk.
No, we're not going to talk because I don't name names.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it came from there.
Right, and I understand that.
And then we took everything off that was done and
Did it again.
did it again.
Wow.
So
And you're cutting the quarter panels to make your lines and all that stuff to make sure everything's...
you can't find nothing that fits.
Right, I understand that. That's what happens.
Yep, Steve, actually, if you have a look here, you can see Steve's just fitting the front end here now. And we're having to get all the lines lined up because that's how far down that line was from where it's supposed to be, right?
So he's cut the top of the fender and he's going to make it fit.
Yep.
Yep. And you're trying on all the stainless before everything goes on too?
Everything goes on, even the trim rails across, because we put a new roof on this one also, right? All the floors, everything basic, same as every other one. Everything is new.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you buy that stuff, that's the stuff that has to be done. Right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though
They
you're
don't
buying
fit.
everything new, it doesn't work.
No. We went through 2 quarter panels on the driver's side on this car.
Okay.
Because they didn't fit, didn't fit at all.
They were for a Mazda.
Right. The second one came in, it looked just as bad as the first one.
Right.
So they were like, nothing we can do, that's what you get.
Yeah.
So we had to cut it and make it fit. Like, it was a lot of work.
Right.
It's a sin, really, because the customer's paying for this part and it's no good.
I understand.
But
that.
I can't do nothing about that. I don't make the parts.
That's not your fault.
Right? You know?
You're just the man to make it look good.
Yeah. So
Got a little bit of work going on the front fender, I see.
Yeah. We had to cut all this and make that. We actually had to let this fender go. See this brace, right?
I'm going to come on this side and take a look.
This inner brace right here.
Yeah.
Well, we had to drill this fender off that brace and move the brace because it wouldn't get to where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Crazy, eh? Same thing on that side.
I did a 70 Chev truck, and it was we did the whole thing upside, inside out.
Yep.
When it come to the hood, it had like seam sealer that they did to put the hood together, and it was, well, it looked like a 4-year-old did it. But how was I supposed to cut all the seam sealer out of the hood to put to paint the hood? I painted the hood and left the seam sealer that they had done in it, but it wasn't.
No.
Yeah, I basically would have to cut the hood apart.
Yep.
Re-seam seal it and put it back together.
We've done that.
Oh,
We've drilled out all the rivets, all the holes, spot welds on a hood and pulled the top off, cleaned everything up, and then put everything back together.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of labor.
It is, and it's not understandable when you say you got $4,000 in a hood.
Right. Exactly.
It's hard to explain that to somebody.
Yeah, you buy $1,000 hood, and then you got to do $4 more thousand to it to make it fit the car.
Yeah, basically, I mean,
it don't make no sense, but sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yes. Just going to take a look at this side. So
Yeah, this side's same thing.
Now, when you do something like when you paint this car, will you try to make the spot welds? Like, will you try to fake that?
No,
just
I
smooth them out. And,
I smooth everything out,
Right, okay.
unless it's a restoration.
Yeah.
You know, if a guy comes in says it's a numbers matching car or whatever, then we'll do our best to make it factory.
I seen a guy how he did it. He took and sprayed it with primer.
Yep.
Your stuff, and took a pencil,
Pencil.
the eraser.
Yep.
And went and twisted it
Yep.
inside the primer, and
Yep.
then just scuffed it lightly and painted it, and it looked like it was spot welded.
Yep.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Because
It
I
is.
was trying to dig into the body fill and trying to make it look like a spot weld with a
Yeah.
little drill. but
Yeah,
that
no,
didn't work.
the primer trick is pretty cool.
Oh,
eh?
yeah, it was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on.
This whole back section here, Chad. Look.
Yes.
We threw some black primer on it just
Yeah.
to cover it up, but that whole section was cut and everything moved around and a piece put in. And even here, look at all this. We had to cut the whole back section. Nothing fit. Like it was
Right.
it was that far off. I'm like, that's not even close, guys. Come on. You're building quarter panels and you can't even hit them. Like,
Gotcha.
but
It is what it is.
yep,
And people do it every day, do they not?
every day.
And you've
Yeah.
got a spot weld all the way around there. So you got a quarter panel, you got a roof.
Yep.
All the way around. Wow.
Yep.
Quite something else. And this will just be, what will it be, a small block? 326, big block?
No, it's got a big 565, 750 horse, 738 foot-pounds of torque.
He's not messing around.
Nope.
And you've got to get it right.
And he had three options and
Yeah.
he picked the biggest one.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I want no less than 600 horsepower.
But I mean, you got to get it right. I mean, that much horsepower. It's got to
Yeah.
be right. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. Yeah, and you got the frame for it now.
Right.
Right? So it should be a good working car.
Right on.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah.
I even like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we
like
made
that.
those. We had a plasma table over here, a little
Okay.
4x4.
Right?
Right? And we had them made, and then Caitlin's made a couple now. Did you happen to see the F100 that we did, the blue and white?
I didn't, but I think maybe on the internet, maybe.
Yeah,
you
maybe.
guys won, didn't you? Or
Yeah, we won at Speed Sport.
Okay.
But we made a set of stands for that, for Speed Sport, to put it up in
Okay.
for the show.
Right.
And it had F100 in it.
Okay.
Right? So
Something,
it was,
yeah.
very similar,
Yep.
but we sort of tried to make them a little fancier because
Right.
of the show, right?
You didn't put no bad shed flexible chrome on it?
No, we paint them the color of the truck.
I could have chromed them up for you.
I
You'd have
know.
called me.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
We got a set of Mopar ones in there, two little shorty ones.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, we had a Chevy set made and a Ford set made. So
That's too funny.
we'll make them.
I'd have chromed them up for you,
Yeah.
buddy. So what do you got here? A Camaro?
That
A
is
Firebird?
another Camaro.
Yeah.
That's a Dinosaur body. Buddy brought his car in, and I told him, I said, man, look, by the time I'm done with doing this to it,
Yeah.
you can buy two of these bodies. So he decided to go with the body, this is our first one that we bought. And it's not bad. We got to go in and clean up the
lines and-
the lines and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like the doors hitting the fender here.
Yep.
Right? You know what I mean? And it's a little sticky, but
It's funny they would send it to you that way. But then again, you're going to have to go about it anyways.
yeah,
But I mean,
we'll go about it anyway. And you got it's bigger gap here,
Yeah.
right? Then it goes smaller. So we'll get in there and we'll either add to the door. We'll see which one runs true first, and then if it's the quarter, I'll cut the quarter and pull everything out to get the lines
Right.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
But
you'll run
even
a
still,
zip cut through there.
Yeah.
Bend that out a little bit, and then
right.
weld it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll
yeah.
check the gaps and go with it, right? But at least we're not cutting it all apart
Right.
and replacing everything with aftermarket
You would
parts.
spend
And this is all-
more time on this, cutting this stuff, and making this stuff fit, and then.
Right.
I mean, let's face it. You
Exactly.
give them a good call there.
Yeah.
Go buy a car.
I said to him, look, we do this. I said, I'm making less money, but you're going to have your car back faster, and I'll get another customer in. Basically is how it works, right? Because if not, I'll be working on that for a year to get it to
That point.
that point when 3 months, there's the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just makes sense, right?
So I'm looking up at a Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon. I think he
60.
said 63, maybe something like that. 63, Winnie. Yeah.
That frame rail's impressive.
Yeah, that was all done. This car came in,
Yeah.
and all I did so far was put it on the hoist, get it up out of the way.
Yeah.
Somebody else did that,
Did it?
and they did a nice job.
Yeah, it looks like it's fitting good there. Like
Yeah.
it's tight and right.
Yeah,
I guess you would call that.
yeah. So first thing we'll do now, once we get at it, we'll take all the body fill back off
Yeah.
and sandblast, clean it all up, and then put it in epoxy, and then start from there.
Okay.
Right?
Are they tightening the bumpers up on it?
Yeah,
already? Is that what they did?
somebody already tightened the bumpers up. The front and the rear bumpers have been tightened.
Right.
It looks like they moved the opening for the wheel ahead a little bit too. I'll know once I take the fill off
Yep.
to see what they done. But yeah, this customer contacted me 4 years ago to do the job. He pulled it out of the other shop. And then when I finally called him, because at that time I was about a year out before I can do anything, I called him and he was just in the middle of building a new house. He goes, I can't right now. I'm like, no problem, I'll bring another guy in.
Yeah.
And then this past summer he goes, I'm ready, are you? And I said, well, not really. I said, but you waited this long, I tell you what, bring your car in. At least it's here now. It's in my way, I'll start working on it.
Take a look at it, see what it is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So you'll obviously sandblast all that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Get rid of all that. I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing that stuff, and you sandblast, and you're actually going to the epoxy part, and then you'll start fresh.
And then we'll start fresh. Yeah, we'll clean everything off and get it in epoxy, and then we'll start fresh with everything, right? And that'll give us an idea what's underneath all that body fill and even the floor underneath.
I
It's in pretty
remember
good-
all this stuff.
I know, right?
I remember all this
Yeah.
stuff.
I still like doing it though.
Yeah, I
You know?
remember it.
Right?
Yeah, it's enjoyable when it's done. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, to look at it and see how
Yeah.
nice of a job you've done. Obviously,
Yeah.
let's say that it takes, time.
Yeah.
And when you're doing stuff like this, like you said, it's a couple of years for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
you know?
it's about a 2-year
Yeah.
process for sure. Like guaranteed. If you're putting it on a rotisserie, you're looking at 2 years. I don't care what kind of car it is. If
Right.
it's going to go up on a rotisserie, you're going to be 2 years doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of times, just figuring out where you're going to connect to get it up on the rotisserie. to
Yeah,
keep it rocking
sometimes
around.
we got to make brackets.
Yeah.
Right?
Alrighty.
You know? Yeah.
Square
Yeah.
pegs and round holes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Punching holes. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like punching holes.
That was another one of them things. I had a friend of mine come in one day. He goes, "You want one of these machines?"
Where's your
And
friends
there's-
at? I want to-
There's one. This is basically what we punched on it so we can see what they did.
So we'll punch a square hole.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, right? And even these,
Oh wow.
you know, I mean, you think about it, those
Yeah,
on some
for
of the
fenders.
cars, they
Put the clips in.
Right.
Beautiful.
That was exactly the thing I said. I was like, oh my God, I got one of them. Perfect.
That's
So,
nice. The first time I seen one was at Gene's place.
Okay.
He had one down there punching holes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is that thing?
Yeah.
And actually, I got. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it works good. Works good.
Little tea bucket.
Little tea bucket. Friend of mine brought it in. He wanted to put a door in it because it never had no door, right?
Right.
And he's 80.
Yeah.
So he's like, Wayne, I need a door. I can't climb up over it anymore. So we're putting a door in it.
Yeah.
He
you
brought
can
the
buy
parts.
a fiberglass piece to put in the door.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a Speedway.
Oh what?
All right. Now I got to cut it down because his car is channeled.
You're just getting started.
So we had to put the door up a little higher because it's channeled down under the frame. So,
Right.
so I had
So
to
this
cut
car
it.
was done at one time.
Yeah, it was completely done. Like
He wants a door.
years ago,
Yeah.
in the 80s, I guess.
Yeah.
And the last time I seen it was about 10 years ago, and it was mint. It looked really good. But he said, I got to take it apart. He said, before I die, he said, and get a door put in it. I'm like,
Yeah. There's nobody making it out alive.
no,
No.
no,
That's the way it goes.
no. That's right.
So we have another one here. We have an International.
Yeah, International, 47 International.
And it wants to be, what's it want to be?
It's going to be a hauler for a gooseneck trailer.
It's going to be a hauler.
Yeah, so
It's
we
got
got
an LS on it.
yeah, 6 liter LS.
Yeah.
It's got to come back out and get rebuilt, but we have everything for it. All the nice Holly pulley system and all that stuff, right? We recessed the firewall, me and Winnie,
Yeah, that was
And-
good.
and got the brake system all done. All the stuff for the AC is ready to go. So this is almost ready to come apart. But then he wanted a console and a bunch of other things done
that
inside.
again?
A console?
A council?
It's a
Console?
That's
Console? Is that how you
that's
say
a
it?
Newfoundlandese in
Is
me.
that the Newfoundland?
Yeah.
Are you a Newfoundlander?
Yeah,
Oh, well done.
yeah. And so the last couple of days,
I didn't know that.
yeah, so the last couple of days we made a nice little
Nice.
thing here, and my apprentice made this. I was teaching my apprentice how to do a little bit of metal work.
Yeah.
And the young guy that's running around here, he made the console, and then we made this to come down into it. So he wants his radio here now. We were going to put it up here,
Nice.
and we didn't like it, so I told Winnie to.
I like how you radiused all this.
Yeah, it just gives it in, you know. So this runs down into that, and that comes up into that, you know.
Yeah.
Just
Nice.
to make it look a little cooler, a little nicer looking.
Yep.
And I'm going to keep everything off the dash. So all the buttons and knobs will
We'll be down on these pieces.
We'll be down on them, right? Keep that nice and smooth. And then we got the.
He's got the chassis. Look at the chassis, would you? Huh?
It was a 2-ton.
Yeah.
That would hold a dump truck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you should have no problem pulling the gooseneck trailer with
Okay.
it. Right?
So the back was bought in?
Yes, the back was bought and it's going to have the fifth wheel hook up in the center,
Okay.
right? You know, we got sides made for skirts for it. They're all made. The exhaust, it's got stacks. Winnie made a set
It's
of
got
stacks
no
for
bunk,
it.
so it's not a big rig. It's just got stacks.
Exactly, right?
Stacks and a bunk. It's called a big rig, isn't it?
Yeah.
This
So-
is all your exhaust. You got.
Yeah, everything is already made and was on it and taken back off. So,
Did you make the exhaust?
Yeah, Winnie.
Formed it and.
Yeah.
Right on.
We buy bends,
Yeah.
right?
Obviously, yeah.
Buy a box of bends and then we just wherever it needs to
whatever
go,
works.
it goes, right? Yeah.
You're still playing quite heavily then, Winnie. When it's time,
Yeah.
you good.
Got to do something.
You're right on.
I retired from over in Hammond's Plains, guy I was working for, and
Yeah.
did a little work once in a while for Wayne. And come over, I decided to come over one day and pick away, and then I helped him with the tribute car. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Winnie's
okay.
me and
Yeah,
Winnie
do
are the only
something.
ones
I
that touched the tribute
Okay.
car. Yeah. So far.
not me to sit home and just.
You
Yeah.
still have the dogs and
Oh, yeah, still
German
got 5
shepherds.
shepherds. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Helen's still showing them.
Show dog. You show your dogs. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you obviously sell dogs or
Oh, yeah, we have
Yep,
usually
the
a
kennel.
litter a year.
a litter a
We're
year.
at the point where we're not going to do litters anymore.
A lot of work.
Well, not so much the work part of it. Age is the part of it. If
Okay.
by chance you end up and you name a puppy, it never leaves. So I'm kissing 70 years old, 12, 14 years, I'm going to be mid-80s sort of thing. It's like,
You have to make a sled with a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
Pull you around.
Santa.
well, I got 5 now, so
Hey, he'd be Santa.
Yeah. He's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is this bad boy?
I
Spot
just
welder?
yes, I just picked this up. I seen it on Marketplace,
Yeah.
and I was like, I thought at first it was a dent puller. You know, you get
Yeah.
those new dent pullers, and I wanted one for a while. So I went, called the guy up, said, "Yeah, I'm coming over for it." And I went over thinking I'm getting it, and he showed me. I'm like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "Oh my god, it's a spot welder." I got all the attachments. The little short one there,
Yeah.
the big long one in the back.
So
So-
you can actually spot weld a quarter panel on
Yeah.
instead of.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it saves
Is-
a lot of time.
Does it?
Oh, does it ever?
I suppose. Yeah. You
Well,
don't have
you're
to drill a
drilling the hole,
Yeah.
welding, and then grinding. That goes up. I'll give you an idea,
Yep.
right? So that'll go on here, right? That'll get bolted up there,
Yep.
and then your attachments. So you put that in over a panel,
Yeah.
pull the trigger, pull it away, and you don't have to do nothing. No
Oh, that's-
grinding, no
that's
nothing. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So you use it quite a bit.
I just got it, so I don't. I haven't used it yet. I got to get. I
What's
got to
the-
get an electrician in and wire it up
Okay.
for the plug because it's got a different plug on it, right? But
What's the big
So-
company that sells the panels? AMD. is it?
AMD,
They put
yeah.
they had the machine. I
Yeah,
was when
that's-
they put it all together. I
Yeah.
watched them doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would save so much time.
oh yeah,
Wow.
oh, big time. Yeah,
Especially putting
and
on-
it'd make it look a lot more original. So if I was doing an original car, because
Right.
that's what they would have used, right? So
No pencil trick in the primer.
no, and then it also has the dent puller.
Exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, so I got two of them. So now you put it like these are consumables. This little
Yeah.
piece, right? So you just give that a little tack, pull.
How long does that last?
The last one I used was when I was at the dealerships. That
Yeah.
was 15 years ago now. They're probably good for a complete car, like maybe a couple weeks of working it.
Okay.
You know, depending on, if you try to heat it up too much, you ruin one. But
Yeah.
you know,
I've made a mess before with those things. You put them nails on there and
Yeah,
them nails on, pulled out and then grind nails. I was just like, in the end, it was just looked like a porcupine.
Yeah,
it was a mess, and you grind off those, and it was like terrible.
Yeah, we got one of them here, and if you pull it too hard and you put a hole in it, now you got to try and weld up your holes.
And then you've got a sort of a mess.
Yeah.
You've got a 32 over here. Is this a 32 Ford?
32, yeah. It's a kit car.
What year's your car? 31? 31. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had the shorter bum on it.
So that one's a 32 Roadster. Fiberglass kit car.
Yeah. And you have a chassis, a bought-in chassis?
Yeah, bought-in chassis. That's a Hiltz front end and stuff, right? It's their Indy style. I'm not sure what the name, the actual
kind of a different configuration.
Yeah, it is, eh? Yeah. Yeah. But
there's a lot of work to this too, eh?
Yes.
I see you got stuff like you got, yeah.
Yeah.
This stuff doesn't scare you, obviously. You got it here.
No, I don't mind that.
Yeah, you don't mind fiberglass, obviously.
No. I don't know if we can move that ahead a little bit there, Chad, and I'll show you the rear. The back of the
rolls easy.
The exhaust is all done underneath, front to rear.
Oh yeah, look at that now. It's just tacked together. You gonna weld that up, Winnie?
Yeah.
Someday.
So
pulled it and put it on a bench. What?
All this has been stretched 2 inches. So I put the whole bum down a little lower. Yeah. Right? And then we put we
made it into a Kardashian.
Yeah, she got the chadunk. Yeah. So and then this piece is a bought-in piece, but then we cut out for the exhaust, so it gives it that more almost like a Porsche look, I guess, right?
You're customizing it.
Yeah.
You're making it different than everybody else's.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then all the sides, if you look at the sides, I extended the sides so it goes right in under the wheel.
Yeah, wheels tight too, eh?
You know? Yeah, these are just mock-up wheels.
Yeah. What is going on here?
That piece there, when I got it all done, there will be a lever on your side.
Yes.
And this basically, I don't know.
Does it come off and then?
What happens is the back will come up and the front will come up, and your convertible top will come out, right? And then the back of your top will come up, and then this will come back down, and then your top will sit on here.
Okay.
Right? It's really cool because once you put it away, you won't see it.
Right. We just acquired a 34, and the thing stuck on the back it's like I got a big collar on the back of my neck. And I don't quite like it that much. But,
Well, this
I
one.
don't want to tell everybody because they write so many bad things about me. I'll just wait to do it, and then I'll do it when it's my turn. Right?
Yeah. Well, this one here, the whole roof will sit right in the back of here.
Right.
And the seat goes up against that. Right. So when this opens up, then you'll see the roof.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
I like this sort of stuff because it will tell you what you can do and what you can't do, and it'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't know how to do it, I mean, it's already been done.
Yeah.
And if you're working on something, it will show you how to go about it.
Right.
So if you wanted to make it.
Yeah. Now this one
I like
here.
stealing ideas all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like this one here, the guy wants it to look like Jay Leno's because apparently Jay Leno has one.
Jay Leno
has this, but his is all steel.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna try and make this one. I'll do best I can for the customer to make it what he wants, which is the Jay Leno one, right? Right. And Jay's is supposed to be silver, but I'm not sure exactly what we're doing.
How it's going
yet. Right.
You've got another one. What's this bad boy? I must ask before we ask this one. How many guys you got working here?
There's 5 plus me and my daughter.
5, you and your daughter.
Yeah.
Daughter's in the office.
Yeah, she's in the office.
You're the boss man, doing run around everywhere. Yeah.
Helping everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
I tried taking the job on for myself a few times, and it just doesn't work. It never gets done. Yeah. It just sits because I'm, a customer comes in, I got to deal with a customer, and Caitlin, I'm teaching her the business. Right. Since Chris passed, she took over.
But I mean, let's face it, they want to talk to you most times.
And they do. And there's not much you can do about that, right?
And she can take their money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she does that part. Good. She's good at that part, which I like.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so anyway.
Yeah. What do you have here?
That one is a 68 Dart. 68. I think it's a 68 or 69. I'm not sure exactly, but it's a Dart, and same.
That's same thing, man.
Same thing as
everything you weld or fix is gonna be
same thing as everybody. Every other one we just looked at. This one's on a rotisserie also.
Yeah.
Right. We got it flipped up. The young fella, my apprentice, was on the other side. He had it up this way yesterday and making sure everything on this side, right? So any of the welds get, cleaned up.
Get a bit of love.
Yeah, get a bit of love, and then we'll seam seal. And
you do not want to see the welds.
No.
No, on anything.
No.
That's where you're at.
Right.
I get it. Yeah. I filled many cars out from underneath, and it's just like,
yeah,
it is what it is.
You probably go that way.
Let's go this way.
It'd probably be a little easier.
Yeah.
And I'll just roll this back again.
I gotta go over there now. I see a chassis over there.
Yep. You'll like that one.
Did you weld that up?
Yeah, I made that one.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, well done.
It's a full custom by Winnie.
Full custom by Winnie.
For a 52 shaft car.
52
And we had a chop class here one weekend with Kent Wittenberg here, and his son and whatnot. And then we did a bunch of measurements and stuff up on the car. And the customer took his car home, and I started building the frame and everything for it. It's airbagged and whatnot. It'll go, rocker sill should be about an inch off the ground.
Yeah. We're going to Florida, and they're having a show down there called what? Slam Fest? All the cars are on the ground?
Airbagged, everything.
Everybody must know if you got a car on the ground, it's got a chassis done.
Yep.
Somebody's did something to the chassis, right? Because there's no cars going on the ground unless they're rotting in the ground.
That's right.
Yeah. So the chassis, that's quite a chassis. Wow.
So everything on this, like Winnie can tell you, he made basically. I mean, even like all the brackets and stuff, right? Because nobody makes them, so we had to make everything.
It's quite the bag, you know what I mean? That's quite the bag. Them bags can hold up a motorhome.
Well, right now they're stretched out to here.
Yeah.
They're just dropped.
You also did all the front end?
Yep.
Obviously?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
The kit that he had for suspension parts was for coilovers.
Yeah.
But he wanted to change it and go to the air ride suspension.
Right?
I kept what components I could use, sort of thing, and then I made the rest of it. And all the bends in the frame and everything, Chad. We
cut it.
cuts out the donuts for us, the rings.
Yeah.
And then we make the square tubing with the bends, and then we just cut a pie cutter this way, pie cut that way, to whatever way you want the curves to go.
So you cut this piece out and add that piece?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then grind it, make it,
the
yeah.
inside one, right? And then weld it all together, grind it all down, and then wherever you want your bend in your frame, we cut out what needs to be.
Just like your exhaust.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. There's a piece right there made.
Yep.
Huh? Is that your car right there, Winnie?
Yep.
There's Winnie's car right there. This is the man who owns that car right there. Cool. Very cool.
Thanks, bud.
Got lots of gear. Lots of gear. Gotta have it though.
When he made that, we
need
need
it
it.
in my house for a couple weeks.
Hey, come on now.
Don't be cutting in like that. He's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It'll grind metal down the herd.
Yeah.
I actually, there's some sanding paper that works really good, and there's some sandpaper that
Yeah.
I don't want to tell everybody, but
No, you're right. Yeah.
nice. Getting everything done underneath here.
Yeah.
Everything getting cleaned up. Everything getting look at that now, would you? Huh?
Yeah.
I remember the day.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah,
So-
you got the gear.
Yeah.
And this is your hot rod here. You've had this out. You're changing it.
No, this is my original hot rod. I've had this one 15 years and never had it on the road.
Oh, okay. You have another one.
Yeah, I have a T.
but
Yeah,
the T.
26 T.
So this
I ended
is-
up buying the 26 T because this one wasn't finished. I said, well, I got to get on the road. I got to start going to car shows, right? You know. But this one here was supposed to be my show car to show people what I can do.
Yeah.
And it just never ever got done, and I ended up doing customers' cars. So
Oh, I like your wheels.
yeah,
Nice.
winter's quick change, right?
Okay.
It's all polished.
Yeah, she's all taped up.
Yeah, she's
'Cause
all
you don't want to
polished.
get her burnt.
Yeah, So I got
I
that.
just usually keep welding, so I'm not going to burn that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
No,
That's what happens, isn't it? That's what happens.
there's no floor or firewall in it yet.
Yes?
I got a 32 frame.
Yeah, I can tell by this.
We dropped it down a little bit, the body, so that the wheels and everything is going to line up with the body lines, right?
Did you cut these?
No, they came on my T when I bought my T.
So it must be an aftermarket, isn't it? Wheel?
It's an artillery.
Yeah,
a
but I
Dodge
mean,
artillery.
you would never get an artillery wheel.
No,
that
I think
wide.
it probably was cut
Yeah.
and moved.
I'm thinking. I'm not sure, but
I'm assuming it
the only
was.
artillery wheels I got are about that wide.
Yeah.
Pizza cutters.
But you can buy them, eh?
Right.
I think US Mag, sells them.
I don't like buying much stuff.
No. So when he made up as you went by, there's a pull max there.
Yeah.
We made up a die for it to make this body.
Yeah. Look at that now, would you? That's
All right.
awesome.
So
Now, when you made the die, you obviously just shaped it with a grinder and then kept making.
Grinder and Caitlin cut it out first.
Yeah,
and
on
then
the
we started
plasma.
piling
Okay, you cut it out on your table,
yeah.
the shape,
Yeah.
and then you welded it to a piece of
Well,
metal.
when he actually drilled holes and made a stand for it, so we can take that off and put another one on the same piece that goes into the machine.
Gotcha.
So
I know exactly what you're doing there. I've seen that done.
Yeah.
Not that I've done it, but I've seen it done.
1956.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Do
cool.
you see the front?
Yeah,
The V8.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
See how the motor mounts. You obviously cut them out on your
Yep.
table,
Yep.
and then you've.
Well, I went to Detroit one year, and every time I seen one with a Hemi in it, right, I went over to have a look because I'm building.
It's a
car.
Hemi.
I built a Hemi. I'm building a Hemi, right?
Yeah.
So every one had those hockey puck ones,
Nothing to see here,
right?
right?
You know, and I was like, I come back here and I cut them all off, and the guy's like, "What are you doing? You had that done?" I said, "Every friggin' one I seen at Detroit had the same friggin'
Right.
mounts. I'm not having them. I got to do something different." And I was home one night thinking about stuff, and I said, "Man, I like the V8 sign because it's old school hot
Yep.
rod stuff." So I start drawing out some, I
What
had
you
the
want.
measurements of eye to eye where they needed to be, and I start drawing it out. And I came in here the next day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I like that." And then I was like, "Well, we got to put something in the front and the back." So on the back side of these, they get the Hemi here. The back side is the reversed. So if you look through the Hemi on this side, you don't see the reverse. It goes right through. So it looks like it's completely the
gotcha,
same, right?
yeah.
So anyway, I came up with that
You had to
idea.
make two different sides.
Yeah, yep, two different ones.
I've done that before. Made a
Uh-huh.
patch and go to make a patch for the other side. It's like, oh, that don't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I made
And you've got a
those-
blower on that?
Yeah,
You've got
it's a 56 354 Hemi with a 671 supercharger. It's all built. It's all been redone. I sent it out and had it all.
I like your choice
built.
of wheels. Yeah, I like your choice of wheels.
Yeah. Well, it gives it that hot rod look, right?
Yeah, bigs and
You know?
littles. Artillery wheels,
It's
nice.
got a 3-inch chop,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe
And
we're
all
gonna have
the-
to start spending more money.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk about the budget later. You having a drink tonight, are you, sweetheart? That's when we'll do some talking. Huh? There you go.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty, we're gonna
So,
go
yeah.
down and look at Wayne's Cuda that he's building, and it's kind of a sentimental thing, is it not?
It very
very,
much
very
so.
sentimental thing. We're
Yeah.
just gonna go down and talk about that and look at that car. That's the reason why we're here. Actually, we want to come down and check it out. But let's face it, when you walk in, you see a shiny black car and a shiny red car and cars all torn apart. I got goosebumps. I want to get to work. But
Yeah. Yeah.
awesome.
There's lots of
Awesome.
work here.
You know what? I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Very impressed. Like I am. I didn't know you were at this level. I didn't know that.
You don't-
I know the level of cars that you build.
Yeah.
I've seen them, but you don't know until you've come here. I have no idea.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is what I'm doing.
Right.
That's
that's all you need.
That's all I know. Paying
Right?
attention to what I'm doing.
That's what we do.
Right.
Whatever everybody else is doing, that's what they do.
Right.
Congratulations, you're making money, you're living. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll see you at the next car show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Right.
It's all fun, right?
Cool. So if you want to go down and take a look at your
Yeah,
other car,
for
we'll take a
sure.
look at it.
For sure.
I'll let you lead the way. And this
right.
is the Pull Max.
Yeah.
I
see
bought
what
one.
see what he did?
Yeah.
Right? So we can pull them out and put another set in there, bolt them in, and keep going. Right?
Yeah. I got to pull that thing in and try to get it. hooked up.
You know what? I always wanted one.
Yeah.
I never knew how to use it because I've never had one, right?
Yeah.
But I like playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
playing
I don't,
stuff?
I don't need people to tell me how to use it. I want to go play with it and figure it out.
Right.
You know, because that's, you know, school of hard knocks is how I learn. Right? You know what I mean?
Failure.
You got to fail to figure stuff out, right?
Well, that's how you learn when you fail.
But me and Winnie were on it, and we got her pretty much figured out now. We can put a piece of, we have a slide here now. We can slide a piece in, so I can make a piece 6 feet long, 4 feet long,
Right.
or whatever of
You
that body
cut
size.
sections up and sell it for
Yeah.
people that are building Model A's.
Right. If they need that piece,
body
they
line,
can
yeah.
they can. Here you go. Here's a piece, right? You know.
Did you? I was in Australia. A little mix. His name is, and he had a Pullmax, and he had a. It was a die about that big around, top and bottom. One was scoped out, and one was raised up.
Yeah.
So you could get that contour that you want
Yeah.
for body panels. Do you have one like that?
Not yet. There's a few other.
I'm telling you, like
There's
to
a
get
few
a
other
little bit of
pieces
shape and
in
a piece
here.
of metal to make
Yeah.
a roof skin or something.
Yeah.
I think you could do it in probably
The thing
half hour.
is where you start, your next pass keeps
Yeah.
brings you right down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you oil that up before you use that?
Yeah.
It's just-
Well, the first one we didn't oil it, and then it ruined.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, let's throw a little oil on it. So once you put the oil, it was like
Went
right
to-
through,
when
and I'm like,
that's something I
there
didn't
you
know.
go. There you go. I said, that's much better. So the next time I said to Winnie, I said, maybe we'll get some WD-40 down here and just give it the panel a little spray and then try it, right? But we never done another one yet.
Yeah.
But I have a die here for doing louvers also.
Okay.
So I
do a
can
loop on it.
do a louver as long as you want.
Right. Right.
It's freaking
I,
cool.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You just have the die and you slide it right through and it'll
Yeah.
cut it right along.
Yeah.
Oh wow! You could even
Yeah.
cut it crooked if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
Well, it also has
could even do that, right?
There's two pieces to it here somewhere. There's
I do know
one
what you're
there.
saying, talking about.
But
Yeah.
you can turn it as you're going to the end, and it'll round the end of it.
Nice.
So you won't just have that unfinished piece at the end when
Right.
you want to stop. So you can do one like that long and round the ends on it with the Pullmax, and you don't have to get in there with a hammer and dolly and try and make it round. It's
Yeah.
freaking cool.
You got a little table.
Yeah, table works great. We do a lot of suspension stuff with it, and stands, obviously.
Yeah.
Caitlin was making a few little things for one of her aunts, little gnomes go in the
Yeah.
ground. We're gonna spray them, right?
Yeah. Like the elf on the shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. Yeah. Well done. There's Mr. Brown. Oh, Mr. Brown. All right, we're going to talk about this car here for a minute. This is Danny Brown. This is the guy that looks after Fina. He does a good job, too. Every time she comes back, she's a little bit heavier.
A little, yeah,
She with the car?
Yeah.
Oh, she must have been asleep.
yeah.
So this is a 1970?
70 Cuda